Welcome to the video, guys. In this video, I'm going to show you guys 3 different variations that you guys can use in order to perform a deadlift. We're going to do a conventional barbell deadlift. We're going to do a trap bar deadlift, and we're going to do a kettlebell deadlift. So a lot of it's going to be based off of your preference. A lot of it's going to be based off of what you have available to you. In my case, I have all 3 available. I work with all 3 of them to perform the deadlift. I work with each of them to find out which one my clients like the best, which one they move the best in. A lot of times the barbell is extremely hard for people to get into the conventional deadlift position. However, using a trap bar, they find it a lot easier. They can keep their posture a little bit better. And kettlebells, I found, are really good. People really enjoy them. And again, to give people and yourself different options to perform a movement, to find out what works best for you is always a good thing. So check out the video. Let me know if you guys, which one of these you prefer the most. If you've never tried any of them, please try them. Leave some comments below on what you guys liked, and enjoy the video. Again, 3 different deadlifts you guys can use. So here we have the kettlebells. I have one on each side. Same thing, you want to start in the position that I'm going to do conventional. My feet are about hip distance apart. The first thing I want to do is hinge at my hips. So the deadlift is a hinge movement, meaning you're pushing your hips back, you're engaging your posterior chain, meaning your glutes and your hamstrings. It's not a knee dominant movement like a squat. So if I want to get into that position, I want to get loose in my knees, nice and soft, push my hips back. Naturally, my upper body is going to fall forward. We're going to come down. Understand that your arms are simply a lever. We don't want to bend our arms, and we don't want to shrug the movement at the top. The key is to tuck your chin, pack it back. We don't want to extend our neck up like this. Tuck your chin. Pull your shoulders from this position, nice and down and back. Imagine you're pinching your fingers between your armpit. Stand up nice and tall. Come back down. Hips back, hips back, hips back. Trying to touch the wall behind me. Up. Hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back. Up. Hips, 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 hips. Up. So from a side view, same thing. Feet are about hip distance apart. Standing up nice and tall. Shoulders are pulled back. Gonna hinge at my hips. Push my hips back, push my hips back. My body will automatically come down. Up. Hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back. If you notice, the kettlebell will go in a straight pattern. Your arm is moving straight down, straight up. You're not swaying back and forth. So that is the kettlebell deadlift. Another variation of the deadlift that you guys can do if you happen to have a trap bar at the gym or studio where you train, or if you have one at home, if you train at home. The trap bar is really effective. It's really good. I've noticed most of my clients can stay in a very good posture with the deadlift, meaning good posture that their shoulders stay above their hips throughout the movement, especially when they hinge back. Once you stand up, you're going to be nice and vertical. Once you go back, you don't want your shoulders to be lower than your hips. I always like to keep my clients with their shoulders slightly elevated higher than their hips in this position. So conventional, all you're going to do is step into the middle. Again, feet positioning is about hip distance apart. There's 2 ways you can hold the trap bar, and what you want to really focus on your deadlift to ensure that it's a hinge versus a knee movement is your shins should be vertical throughout the entire movement. There shouldn't be a lot of forward movement with your shins, because that simply means that you're bending at the knee instead of pushing back at your hips. If I push back at my hips, my shins stay at one level. If I go forward with my knees, my shins start to go forward. So if I'm going to set up in this trap bar, you can hold it 2 ways. One with these handles up, which again, for someone who doesn't have as much mobility to be able to get low to grab it, this is going to be really good for them. Or you can turn it upside down and have it to where you're grabbing a lot lower. You got to have a lot more flexibility and mobility through your posterior chain in order to do that. But the first one, handles up. Again, pull my shoulders from this position down and back. Shins are vertical. Come up. Hips back, hips back, hips back, shins are vertical. Tap, up. Hips back, hips back, hips back. Pull those shoulders back, up. So from the side view, so what it looks like. Standing up nice and tall. Your arms are going to remain completely straight. Hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back. Up. Watch the hips. Push the hips back, push the hips back, push the hips back. Up. Down. So if you have the mobility and the ability, we'll just simply turn this upside down. You're going to have to get a lot lower in order to start this position from this deadlift. You're going to notice that the hips are going to be very close to the height of the shoulders, but you still want to have your chest up a little bit and keep your shoulders slightly above your hips. So I'm a lot lower, arms are still straight, packing that chin. Up, hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back. Hips, 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 stick them back. Hips, hips, hips. That's the trap bar deadlift. So most gyms, most places are going to have a barbell. So starting out on deadlifting on a conventional barbell is probably going to be very easy to find for you and to do. Again, work up to building your capacity to add weight and load to the bar. What you want to really nail down when you're starting developing how to deadlift and performing deadlifts is form is everything. It's not about how much weight you put onto the bar. It's a matter of, can you execute the movement properly using a hip hinge, not bending your knees as much, keeping your shoulders above your hips throughout the movement, standing up nice and tall. So if I was going to do it on a conventional barbell, same thing. My feet are always going to be, for me personally, about hip distance apart when doing conventional. So I'm going to bend at the, or hinge at the hips, push it back, going to come down. Again, no bend in the elbows. What I like to do is rotate my elbows inward, which will allow me to pull my shoulders down and back, keep my chest up, stand up nice and tall. Again, hips back, weight is in the heels, hips back. I always regroup, pull my elbows in, again. So from the side view, again, hips are tracking backwards, standing up nice and tall. So push your hips back, push your hips back, push your hips back. Tap, I always bring my shoulders down and back. Again, hips back, hips back, hips back. So there you go. That is a barbell deadlift. Again, focus on form, focus on executing the movement, and understanding this is working the posterior chain, which is your glutes, your hamstrings. That's where you should be feeling this. If you're getting up from your deadlift set or after you're done with your session, if you did deadlifts, and your quads are on fire, it's probably because you had a lot of knee bend in that movement. So a good thing is videotape yourself, watch yourself, see how your form is, and then build and improve from there.